Good morning. Welcome to the Dog and Pony Show. I am Monique Bradley.
Good morning. I'm Pete Ward.
Welcome. This is our business podcast or visual show, I guess you could say video show, live stream, where we actually use our skills and expertise in the digital field. Pete's 23 years in IT, my film and television and communication background, to help share tips, tricks, ideas, concepts and trends on what's going on in the digital world, whether it might be security, whether it might be content creation, whether it might be the rules of the game on each social media platform. Basically, it's all about getting you, your brand, your business out there and creating greater digital impact in the digital world. So, Pete, we've got a great topic today going on. It's a real big one because this is something we get asked all the time.
We do.
You tell them. What's it about?
Is email marketing dead?
Such a good topic. A massive topic.
The answer is no, but...
Such a good way to put it, actually. I loved the anticipation. Email marketing trends have massively changed over the last few years. Now, before we proceed, if you know anybody who might be a virtual assistant, anybody who might be running their own business, anybody who might be in the marketing department of a business, we need you to invite them into today's video, whether you share it, start your own watch party, because we're at the forefront of understanding the knowledge and expertise of what's going on in the digital world. And today we're going to highlight how the platforms have changed, how email marketing has changed, and the best rules of practice if you still want to use it. So, as you said, Pete, the rules have changed. It's all changed. Is email marketing actually dead?
Not at all.
Not
at all. Okay, but we are in trying times. We are in a bit of a crisis in New Zealand here, the way that we're reacting also around the world to various events that are going on. Doesn't matter. We have to learn to adapt. In the business world, it's look up Pestle, P-E-S-T-L-E, if you want to know some of the details behind it all. It's about looking around the various things that can affect your business, and they are political, environmental, social, technological, and
legal
and
environmental.
Environmental, there you go.
Yeah.
Right, so those are the things. So what have we got at the moment? We've got serious political things going on. We've got serious environmental things going on. You can't get supply chain. You can't order online. A lot of businesses are affected. One of the things that often happens, and I say often, it's too often, is that in times of crisis, the first bit of budget that gets cut is the marketing budget or the sales team.
And yet, let's think about this critically.
Let's work this through.
Yeah, let's think about this critically, right?
You do it.
Because how the hell are you supposed to get people to know who you are and where you are and how to buy your products if you cut your marketing team, which is doing your promotions and your marketing and your sales for you? Let's just think critically about this. You can see I'm quite riled up about this today because it is the key stupidest thing you could ever do.
Absolutely.
If anything, if you're making your own products and you're in a time of crisis, stop making product and sell the existing stock you've had. Invest money and time into your marketing first and get that stock moving. I just don't get it, Pete. You've seen this in the corporate world too, right?
I've seen it many times. The salespeople get laid off first. They're the ones who are bringing the money in. They're not just out there partying, having a good time, having lunch with clients and things like that. They're actually working their networks. They're working the team. They're working everything to make it all happen. I'm lost for words a little bit.
Yeah, because we see this all the time. That doesn't happen very often.
But
no,
it does.
So
it happens all the time. Okay, so what we're saying is, look, we haven't got our tips down even today in an order or anything, but this is tip number one.
Yeah.
In this type of environment, the biggest focus should be on getting your message out and linking it back to what we're talking about. Is email marketing dead? No, absolutely not. More than ever, this is an opportunity for you to reach out to from your existing customers that you already have on your database, to building a new database, new subscribers, and using email to market to those people, but you've got to be clever.
Yeah, that's true.
Because you're going to talk about how
Yeah,
it all
because
goes wrong.
you probably know what's going on right now. Your email inbox is probably swamped with emails. And if anything, the trend that we're seeing in the digital world, is there are more unsubscribes from mailing lists than ever before. Why? Because people have time to sit there and go through their emails and go, oh, do I really need to read this right now? I downloaded their free PDF and all they've done is spam me ever since. So that's rule number one in this part of the journey, is stop spamming people. Weekly emails, it's not worth your time. Even Briscoe's isn't doing weekly emails anymore. Of course they can't sell products, but it's just not worth it. In fact, you're better to bring your strategy down into one good email with valuable content pieces. Let me talk about the trend that happened. In 2014 and 15, in social media and promotions, we saw the rise of the storyteller. For people like me who love to talk, utterly my time. We saw a lot of those beautiful, heartfelt videos which talked about brand story. Over the time from 2014 to 2020, people's attention spans have actually decreased. In fact, since the beginning of 2000 to now, our attention span has decreased from 11 seconds to just 3.
Wow.
That is significant.
Wow.
That is massive. And that means that if you can't engage somebody within 3 seconds, you will not engage them any further. Within 7 seconds is what we call the fascination factor. And if you can keep somebody engaged for 30 seconds, they are more likely to stay with you for a longer time. And your email is the same. Back in 2014, when the storyteller trend or phenomenon rose, everybody started sending out these beautifully written, prosaic emails, which were these bleeding heart stories of how they became an entrepreneur. And at that time, where people were still learning about digital technology, it was a time where we started to use that content to connect. It was a time where you could share the why behind your business. But one big, long email content piece in today's attention span and in today's mindset, where right now globally everyone is running around in fear and anxiety, it does not cut it. You literally have 3 to 7 seconds to give people enough information so that they will read more. And they don't want a long email, they want bullet points of how you can help them. So email marketing is not dead, it's just changed. So it's really important for you to embrace that change by simplifying your content, by making sure that your content drives people through to your website to give them more information, and by making it visually attractive. Can be depending on your product you're selling, that can be a real win. But keeping it short and decreasing your spammability. So emails every week, unless you're maybe doing something in health and you've got new health trends, or you might be a mortgage broker and there's information which is updating weekly. But again, keep the email simple and keep your website as the hub for that content. So that's kind of the biggest trend that's happening right now. Pete, you want to talk about, from your perspective with data and technology and understanding how that works, why email mailing lists are still really important and why it's important to grow them.
Okay, so I'm just going to give it a bit of an example, actually, to lead you through this.
Kevin Blakeman's just said, boo, newsletters. Kevin, you need to be watching this. And hi, Michelle Reed as well.
Hey.
So, Pete, this is a great example of what we're talking about.
Okay, so I get, I think it's every morning or every couple of mornings, I get an email through from TubeFilter. Now, TubeFilter, website that keeps up on what's going on YouTube. So obviously we're a YouTube partner. So we monetize our videos through YouTube, which is another good way to bring in additional income as you build your video views. And I like to know what's going on. So they send this through. Now, you'll notice there, right at the top there, Snapchat poachers, Hulu ad vet Peter Naylor, Bo Averill heads to Facebook after leading YouTube's fame bit, and Cameo unveils 3-day virtual gathering. All right, 3 things, all in the subject. I read that subject and I go, I want to see about the 3-day virtual gathering. So I'm already immediately hooked. I whip into the email, as you can see there. It's literally those 3 things, and all of them simply link back to
Their website.
Right? So let's go there.
And see, this is a great example, Pete,
Yep.
of short content to drive people to the website.
Totally. So I get to tube filter. I get to see what it's all about. So it's a 3-day virtual gathering.
Or as we like to call them,
cetera.
virtual summits,
Virtual
right?
summit. So then I'm interested and I'm reading it. Okay, so that got me right from the word go. Good example is, right through your subject line, put everything you're going to talk about into your subject. Then if I'm interested, I will click it. And then if I'm interested in what I see in there with a short little paragraph, I will come to your website. Now, one of the really good reasons you want to do that, apart from the fact that it just makes a lot of sense, is basically a lot of micro funnel. Once you get to the website, it's going to obviously fire the Facebook Pixel and Google Tag Manager, and it's going to track me and the fact that I looked at that story. So I'll just actually pop
And
back.
if you don't know
can see
about Google Tag Manager, and if you don't know about the Facebook Pixel, that's the technology that's used to follow you around the internet to keep serving advertising, to remind you about the brand. And when you're manipulating a buying decision, it's the amount of repetitions. Sorry, Pete, to jump in, but I love this topic.
Yeah,
I always jump in.
You do.
But the amount of repetitions is what manipulates your buying decision, and people buy the products that are most memorable. Sorry, back to you, Pete.
That's all right. I'm just
show them the
just
filter.
example
For
there.
the Pixel.
Okay, so one pixel found there shows you what the event was. It was show the website, etc., etc. There's lots and lots of stuff. If you're not doing this, or you think you've got one in your website and you're not sure and you're not looking at it, it's okay. Just get in touch with us because we can help you out with that. We can do a little bit of a course on that soon. Actually, you'll be able to log in and find out what to do. The point is that this pixel, and you've probably heard of it if you haven't, it's a tiny little transparent 1x1, JPEG of some description. And it's in your website, and it tracks every single thing you do through a whole lot of code in the background. It's quite fascinating. But what we can do now is we can retarget, or they could retarget to me an ad based on the fact that I was looking at that story. So I'm interested, obviously, in virtual summits. I don't look at all of their stories all of the time, but I tend to have a little bit of a pattern, so they can have a look in their analytics and go, oh, that story was a really good one. The reason you're doing it is basically you'll be able to make decisions on your content, or what type of content you make tomorrow based on what people are looking at. So if you put up 5 stories and 3 of them don't even get any reading, what nobody even visits, then you go, okay, cool, what were they all about? And then you have a look at your best bit of content and go, okay, so then if it's maybe it is about virtual summits. Okay, so the next story, if that's the one, then write a slightly different bit of content about virtual summits.
That's
and
so
then
true.
you've got yourself
Or
a
a
little
case study.
trend and a case study, and then you can take it from there. And if that's a really good one, then actually, Monique, you've got a great example. Your Yorkshire...
I do.
Low-carb Yorkshire pudding.
Low-carb Yorkshire pudding. So I have my own website, moniquebradley.tv, which is my personal blog site, which talks about food, living and lifestyle. So the things that I'm most interested in are about food. I love food. I'm a real foodie. And my weight loss journey, and also helping people who, with their mindset about personal transformation, but also their business mindset. And I'm a firm believer that your thoughts help you create the life of your dreams. So that's really what my website's about. By the way, I just want to say good morning to Susan Thomas. Hi, Gary Brown as well. Hi, Michelle. Great to have you guys on the stream. So my website is all about that journey. And I am really amazed that I have lots of similar recipes and they all get shared because I know that they target a particular demographic or a particular group. And I can actually go onto the back end of my website and remember, if you've seen our videos before, you'll know I'm not technologically minded, but I can track people's behavior. Yes, Big Brother is watching. Big Brother is in Facebook. Big Brother is in YouTube. And in fact, if you, like Pete said, if you've ever been to a website and then following that, you're getting served advertising about that website in your newsfeed on Facebook, that's just the Facebook Pixel doing what it's designed to do. Now, why are we talking about the Facebook Pixel, Pete? Why is that so important when it comes to mailing lists?
Okay.
Did you like that segue?
Yes, I did.
That was good.
Well, it's so important because you need to know what your people are doing, whether they like your content, and your content is part of your funnel, and your funnel will help bring people in to to become customers. But what you can do with that mailing list, and the reason Monica is talking about this, and we're just recapping, we're saying is email marketing dead, and we're saying no, but you need to adapt, is basically once you have those emails on the list, you can then go into Facebook and you can load that list into Facebook of those emails, and Facebook will go right through the database of Facebook users and will find any of those email addresses that they've matched that they've used on Facebook as well as on your mailing list. And what you can do then is make what you call a lookalike audience of those. And if you make a lookalike audience, it basically builds an audience in Facebook of people that look like your ideal subscribers who have subscribed to your list, which makes them warm leads. The warmer the lead, the better, the more closer they are to purchasing from you. So, and then you can run ad campaigns to that lookalike audience and geographically targeted, whatever you need. So, for example, if you lived in Milford, you can target 5 miles around Milford for the people that you might need. Say, for instance, you're a pet store and you've got a pet store owner database. You know the warm leads, so then you can target your latest offerings directly to them.
Yeah, a database or a mailing list really is a huge asset right now. And why we wanted to share that is it's not just about the email that you share out, the content that you keep those people engaged. Yes, you can use that to convert people to sales, but that database is so valuable when it comes to advertising and remarketing. And if that's something you want to do, if you want to reach more people, if you want to build a bigger audience. So, for example, on my Monique Bradley, good morning, Tony Narang, by the way, on my Monique Bradley Facebook page and website, I shared a post about my weight loss journey. I've lost over 40 kilos in weight. I shared a picture and I said, if anybody wants some recipe ideas, hit me up. And I had 700 subscribers within 36 hours. It's massive. Now my subscriber list, I think, is up to about 1,000, and I can use all that data because I can advertise the products that I work with or the brands that I work with. I can literally use that data to create audiences of, when you did the calculation in Auckland, Pete, how many people was it possible that we could reach as a lookalike audience?
I think I took it, well, you can keep going, but I think I stopped it around, well, we targeted 12,000 based off your 700. So you started at 700 and we ended up with the 12,000. I think I could take it up to 120,000 right across New Zealand. So
those are people, this is called audience marketing, by the way. Those are people who have the same needs and the same interests as my people, my qualified leads on my mailing list.
And we know they're qualified because they signed up, they said yes. And that's what you're doing it for. So it's not just the email that you're sending out. So we're talking today, is email marketing dead? No, you just need to adapt it. It's not just the email you're sending out. It's not just the content. It's not just driving them to your website. It's all of them, all of it.
All of it.
It's gold. It is absolutely gold. You must be building a mailing list.
Yeah, so if you have your own website right now, one of the best things, particularly if you sell a product and it's not essential right now, or if you sell a service but you aren't able to work at the moment, one of the best things that you can do to future-proof your business is not think about what's going on right now, but think about what are we going to be able to do potentially in 6 to 12 months, which is hopefully business as usual again.
Yep.
So the best thing you can do is offer valuable content, say a PDF download or something that your ideal client needs right now to help them get through this time, which pre-qualifies them as a lead. You take that piece of content, you embed that into your website. You have that as a free PDF download that helps them, their lives become better. But they are getting that in exchange for their email address. Again, it might not be because you want to send them out an email every week, because every week can be pretty too much for most people, but it is about building that valuable database for advertising your product or service once lockdown ends.
Totally. So we're basically, what we're saying is really, and we've got, we'll do another series on this. We've got this thing called the boat theory. Your website is your boat and you're fishing through social media, so you're throwing out that bait. So your email marketing is another little bit of bait you're putting out there. You're trying to hook them and reel them back in to your website, because that's where the gold happens. That's where the sign up comes. That's where
the book me happens, the buy my product
information.
Yeah.
I mean, even now, if you've got information you need to get out to people around this whole situation that we've got in the world at the moment, your best place to put it is on your website, in a blog or on a page, and then send the email out saying, hey, if you want to know more, here's a little bit of stuff, here's some stuff, click here to learn more, click here to learn more, click here to learn more.
Definitely.
You're trying to pull them all back there. So
in fact, we have to do a shout out for Murray, who is the manager of the Business Association, because he's adopted that principle. So we work with him to help promote businesses in Milford and experiences and events. But at the same time, what we've done with him is encouraged him to build a business page within the Milford Business Association website, which has all the updates for COVID-19 and business support and everything that can help the retailers, who he really is there to look after. And then usually every 2 weeks, he will send out a very brief email which has: the page has been updated. Here's a link to your information that you need to know. Here's the latest information from the government. Here's the latest information on opening hours. Here's what you need to know, with links straight to that one web page.
Yep.
So he's literally making the retailers' lives so much easier without having to send them out a million emails when they're already overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Keep it simple.
Yep.
Instead of pushing it always out, push a little bit out to draw people in.
Absolutely.
That's the key to success.
And just for your reference, there is our website if you want to go and have a look. It's yourfixcommunications.com. This is the Dog and Pony Show business podcast. Nay, woof, woof. We're not sure who's the dog, who's the pony. We're not going to tell.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what we're up to today.
So, key takeaways from today, Pete?
Key takeaways: is email marketing dead? No, but you must adapt. Drive everything to your website. Keep it short, sharp and simple. Make your email subject have everything that you're going to be giving people, so that they know straight up front. Because if I look at it and I go, no, I was never going to open it anyway, but if I look at it and see it, I go, yep, I need to know that.
And remember, the attention spans have changed, so you've only got 3 seconds to capture their attention, which is why that title of your email is so important. And remember too, building a mailing list is not just about sending out newsletters all the time, because lots of people build mailing lists and never send a single newsletter. But it is also important to build that mailing list for advertising your business now and in the future. So it's all about future-proofing yourself as well.
Nice. Very
all
good.
Right. Hey, that was great, Pete. Thanks, guys, for watching.
Thank you, people.
Gary Brown just said great info, guys. Thank you so much, Gary. And Susan Thomas, thanks, guys. Great info. You guys are awesome.
And
Susan, you are too.
Richard Leonard popped in.
Oh, great, Richard. Nice to see you.
All right.
Time for us to go. If you get stuck, you know where we are. Send us a message. Get in touch. We're happy to help. I'm Monique Bradley.
I'm Pete Ward.
We are the Dog and Pony Show for Your Fix Communications. See you next
later.
time.